Well, here's a Christmas present from Hattons. As usual with Hattons, what you get is a relatively lightweight box, and you know that things are going to be quite well packed inside. This is something that I believe, not absolutely sure what it is, except I have had a peek, ordered in February. It was brand new in the Hornby catalogue. It's been on back order and it's arrived over Christmas. The only problem, of course, with things arriving over Christmas is getting your hands on them if you're not in at the time that they arrive. And so let's have a look. Well, inside got plenty of packing pieces, foam wrapped around it, this sort of stuff wrapped around it. So really well packed. And that is typical of Hattons. I doubt they get any returns where things have been damaged in transit. And so here it is, the actual thing itself, wrapped in bubble wrap. It's a train pack, and this will therefore be, I guess, one of the first ones off the press. Heritage Rail Express series, and the reason I got this was because it was a way of getting the standard class 8p Duke of Gloucester train or loco with 3 coaches, presumably the coaches that would have run behind this, so that you don't need to worry too much about finding any coaches from your own fleet, and it seemed like a reasonable way. Now, the difficulty from the catalogue sometimes is working out which loco you're going for, because there are, and you can see from the photograph immediately that what you're getting is the railroad quality coach, loco, and presumably these will be railroad quality coaches. So in totaling what you pay for the whole thing, then you have to bear in mind that the sum may be greater or less than the parts, and so the cost of this, including the £4 for postage, don't know how much they actually paid in the end for the postage, they probably have a deal with Royal Mail. I paid 140 delivered, that includes £4 postage. For this Duke of Gloucester and BR Green with Lake Crest. The first batch arrived into stock on the 23rd of the 12th, 2013. The second batch is due early 2014. So that arrived at Hattons on the 23rd of the 12th. So I'm just going to take this off so we can have a quick look inside. Kitchen knives come in useful for this, and there we have it. Nicely wrapped in tissue paper, and what I will do, I'm not going to just unbox it, is wait until I have some decent lighting and can show it running actually on the layout. But there it is, and I think we can see separately plied detail in the handrail, moulded on detail here, moulded on detail there, but we'll have a closer look under decent light so you can see what it's like. Thank you. Just a little bit more before we get it onto the track. I will clarify before I run it. The vent doesn't slide open there, but we do have this beautifully separately applied handrail running around the loco, nicely deeply moulded in details, thin smoke deflectors on the front, buffer beam rivet details. There aren't sprung buffers, but you never see that when it's running. And inside you do have backhead detail It isn't decorated, but there is quite a lot of relief on that back head, so it would be a fairly straightforward task to add some extra detail. You've got the fall plate there, and all in all, that when running around the layout is going to look very fine. A lovely loco. Needs running in, and I'm looking forward to giving it its chance to run in on the layout. By turning the loco on its side, we can see the detail right up into the roof part at the back of the cylinder, and the driver's chair, and the high relief detail of the controls, which I'm very pleased with in there, and I will be at some stage adding a touch of paint to those, and you'll see my technique, which is rather crude but works for me in terms of seeing the loco going around the track.